What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and we are back with the second annual mid-year awards. And obviously, we gotta start off with the breakout fighters. We did this last year, and I was like, I might as well bring it up or bring it back, but I forgot about it until I saw I think some other list on Twitter. I was like, oh shit, I gotta do this. So yeah, man, I'm gonna get these done pretty quick. I'm gonna give you guys three. So one today, another one tomorrow. And one on Friday. Maybe I might give you guys one on Saturday and Sunday. I might as well just give you guys one every single day, even if there's another video involved, so I can get these out of the way. But yeah, man, let's talk about the breakout fighters of mid 2022. So halfway through the year, man, there's been some really good ones, man. And let's start off with number 5. I had to go with Iangary, man. He maybe it's a little bit of recency bias, but he had a really good performance against Gabe Green, a guy I actually kind of respect, a guy that had a competitive fight with Daniel Rodriguez, beat Philip Rowe. Like, he's pretty decent. And he's a good test, and I saw Gary's ability, and he looked really good. He looked sharp. The distance management, all of it. The striking was really good. Obviously, the wrestling is getting better. I do think he's a little overrated. Don't get it twisted. But I think everyone kind of feels like that about him, so it does make me feel bad that everyone feels that way, right? But obviously, the Jordan Williams fight does play back in your head. But these last two fights, at UFC 273 and then at UFC 276, he's looked pretty good. He hasn't got hit. He hasn't got hurt. The Darian Weeks fight wasn't the greatest, but he won. But the Gabe Green fight was really was probably his best performance in the UFC, and he looked really good. And I felt like he kind of broke out, and people are starting to put some respect on his name. And yeah, it is what it is. At number 4, I had to go with my guy Matsugamrat. I felt like he broke out. I would have put him a lot higher because he did win in the main event, but he really broke out in my opinion. Where he beat a tough opponent against Armin, and he had a really competitive fight. Now I know some people thought he lost, so that's why I kind of have him a little lower in my top 5. But man, he looked really good. The grappling, just the output he was able to put on Armin in the later rounds, especially the 5th round, that beautiful takedown he was able to get in that 5th round. It was just a beautiful fight. And honestly, both those guys broke out, in my opinion, and it was just an awesome fight. Honestly, it wasn't like a great striking battle, but it was just a great MMA fight, and those guys really put it on. And man, they led that lightweight division, that new wave mentality, all right, the new wave idea of these newer lightweights to another level, and it really put an exclamation point that, man, these guys are coming. These guys are coming. So you guys better get ready. But he was competitive, and some people felt like he really didn't win. But it is what it is. He's my boy, so I had to put him up here. At number 3, I had to go with Raphael Fizzy. He just competed last week, and he's also part of the new wave, right? But one thing I give him credit for, he's probably the first new wave fighter in my head that has fought the old guard in RDA, and it was a good fight. It was a chess match. It was RDA trying to implement his grappling and really working towards that the whole entire fight to get that big takedown, to get him on the ground and get him there. And he did. He eventually did in that 4th round. And this is why I give Fiziev a lot of credit. The adjustment he made in that 5th round, because he was throwing the knee up the middle and then a 2 a lot, or a rear hook a lot, but he did it from a different stance. He switches stances, then throws it, and I felt like RDA's coaching kind of led to the knockdown the knockout, because they were telling him, get amped up, leave it all out there, and he got super amped up, and he kind of got in a firefight he didn't need to get into. But I will give Fiziev credit, that was clean. The timing was clean, and when he did it, the 5th round, in a fight that, some people had it 2-2, other people had it 3-1. I think 3-1 was fair to say. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted it to be 2-2 so RDA could win, but RDA had his best round in the 4th round, and to just change the momentum like that with a knockout, and he had RDA hurt, and to be a guy to finish RDA via knockout since Eddie Alvarez, that's a long time. So you got to give the kid his credit. So I had to put him at number 3. He looked really good, and I mean he is probably out of the new wave of these lightweights. He's taken the biggest step in the rankings. I hopefully he's number 7. So I think so I don't sound incorrect, but yeah, he's taking a big step in that division. And at number 2, I had to go with Shafkot Rakmonov. Obviously, beating Neil Magny isn't bigger than beating RDA, but the reason why I got him at number 2 was the statement that he made against Neil Magny. And people started saying, man, hey, him versus Khamzat's a real deal. And when people are saying you versus Khamzat's a real deal, you've broken out. Khamzat is what, number 3, number 2 in the world? Just beat Gilbert Burns. And they're saying they want to see you and him fight one day for a belt. That means those are title aspirations. That means you've really broken out to the public, and everyone knows about Shafkot now, and is that guy. So yeah, I had to put him there at number 2. So yeah, and at number 1, I think this guy really broke out. He hasn't competed in a minute, but he will be fighting next week. I had to go with Tom Aspinall. What he did to Alexander Volkov, oh my God! I rewatched it, and man, I even wrote about it on my community section. It's insane, and to me, he really established himself as a true top 5 guy and a guy that should be in number 1 contender talks, and he really is in a number 1 contender fight for that belt, or at least a title eliminator for that belt against Curtis Blades, and he really broke out. Like, I mean, legitimately broke out as a legit threat to that belt, and yeah, I got to give it to Tom Aspinall. He is the breakout fighter of mid-2022. He looked amazing, and yeah, man, it is what it is. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go follow me on my Twitter. Go follow me on my Instagram. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me if you disagree with the list. I know probably I probably angered a lot of my Ilia Topuria fans, and I love Ilia Topuria, but I think I expect more from him, you know? So that's why I didn't put him in the top 5. A lot of these guys, none of them got hurt, really. I mean, Gamrot kind of got hurt, but it was a big fight. Ilia, as much as I love him, he shouldn't be getting knocked down by Jai Herbert, even though he did knock him out. I expect for him to be back on this list after he destroys Edson Barboza, and he proves a lot of people wrong. But right now, I can't put him in there. I know probably going to be like, oh, you think Iangary's better? No. Performance-based, he didn't get hurt. There's difference. But yeah, besides that, it is what it is. Love y'all and goodbye. Your boy eBay is out of here.